Hi, thanks for joining us. My name is Charles Roberts. I am the president of Your Castle Real Estate in Metro Denver. We're the largest independent firm in real estate. Glad you joined us because I want to show you what I think is a really, really cool chart to look at our market in a way that you might not have seen before. We're always getting asked by our clients, what's the market going to do? Is it going to crash? What is going to happen? It's very, very difficult to predict the future, but let me show you a metric that we put together that gives at least me some insight into where I think the market is right now. What we do here is we compare the population growth in Metro Denver to the number of home sales in Metro Denver. The idea being that the bigger the city, the more homes there should be, but what we see, of course, is that you have booms and busts. This is real estate. There are cycles. That's exactly what happens. So let's see what kind of insight we can get. Here, going back to 1975, what you see is we had about 1.4 million people in Metro Denver, and that's what this purple line is. 3 million people now, about 3.1 million people here. That's what we had there. And in 1975, we had about 19,000 sales. And that was actually about the number of sales we would expect for a population that we had at that time. You saw we had a boom here, so we had more sales than we would have expected with this population. That's a boom, followed by a bust. And we had a big bust during the 80s, very high interest rates, tough economy here. And for years, we sold fewer properties than you would expect for a population of our size. It took about 8 or 9 years to get past that, and then we started to go up. And we have about a 10-year cycle here where we sold just about the number of properties you would expect for our population. And this is where it gets really interesting. Suddenly we have this huge boom right here. You can't even believe we sold 50,000 properties in a market that really supported about 38,000. And ultimately, that was pretty predictable that that could not last forever. You needed to regress towards the mean, and this purple dotted line is the mean. So what happened is we had a bust, and it kept busting and busting. But then you have the exact opposite situation where we sold only about 32,000 or so properties in a market that really supported about 40,000. So it's easy to say now, Monday morning quarterback, but we knew sooner or later the market was going to recover, and it did. Popped up to here, then we had real tight inventory and actually went down, and here's where we are right now. So here's what I'm thinking. What's so interesting about our market is that it's actually not that interesting. People love to say, oh, it's calamitous and things are going to fall apart and prices are too high. But by this one metric, what I see from this, what I learn, is that we're selling about the right number of properties for a market that has 3.1 million people. There's nothing about this particular metric that makes me worry. Now, while it's difficult to predict the market, this and other data suggests to me that I think our market is going to remain strong. I'm thinking 3 to 5 years out. What I can promise you is if you see this here, yes, I'm going to be the first to say, wow, we're selling way too many properties. I see a downturn coming. And if I had been smart enough back here to predict it, I would have looked real good. Next time, I'm not going to make that mistake. But when we're right along this line, I think that the market is going to stay about where it is for a while. Thanks for joining us. Feel free to click on any other of the tabs, look at different videos, come and experience our training. It's all free of charge. Love to have it. Thanks very much.